See, today we have to discuss about constructor, constructor inheritance. See, like we already observed that in the constructor, if we create an object of a class, if we create a object of a class, it automatically invokes the constructor. It automatically invokes the constructor. So as we create object of a class, then only constructor is going to be called. Constructor is going to be, but in inheritance, like in the single inheritance or the multi-level inheritance or the hierarchical inheritance, we never create a object of all the classes involved in the inheritance. So in inheritance, we always create a object of a last level class object. We always create object of a last level class, we can say. We never create object of a base classes or intermediate base classes. No doubt, we can create. But as by using the object of a child classes, we can invoke the members of a intermediate base class or the parent class as well as the last level or highest level the parent class. So in that cases, no need to create object of other classes. So only child class object, last level child class object we are going to create. Okay, but we observed that constructor is automatically called, constructor is implicitly called when we create an object of that class. But in inheritance, we are not creating the object of a parent classes. So if in a parent classes there is a constructor, if in the parent classes there is a constructor, then when that particular constructor will be get called, or what is the process of invoking the constructor of a parent classes, that is what we have to discuss in a constructor inheritance. That is what we have to discuss in the constructor inheritance. Okay, so for example, assume like I do have a class A, as a parent. Okay, then that parent is been inherited by B. Okay, then there is like this one. So this is what the intermediate parent, I can say. I parent, I'm writing like this. Okay, and then we have the another one class. As a C. Okay, so this is what the child class. I can say. Okay, so as we know that this is what multi-level kind of inheritance is there. Okay, so assume like A class have the constructor, B class have the constructor, and C class have a constructor. So it will be like this one. So in A class, I'm writing like this. So if I'm writing this one, this is what we call it as the constructor. Then I can simply say this is what the B constructor. Okay, and exactly in the C, here actually we will write a C as a constructor. Okay, so if such a kind of scenario is there, okay, and here actually if such a kind of inheritance is there, we create a object of C only. No doubt, we can create object of a B as well as we can create a object of A also. But if I create object of A, I can invoke members of A. If I create object of B, I can invoke the members of B as well as A. And if I create object of a C, I can invoke members of a C as well as B as well as A. So it is better to create object of a C. Okay, so as we are creating object of a C, it should invoke the C constructor only. That we observed in the constructor that as we create object of that particular class, it will invoke that particular constructor. But as I do have constructor in a B class, I do have constructor in a class, then how that constructor will be get invoked. So I can say about this within inheritance, within a inheritance, if we create a object of, if we create a object of a child class, if we create a object of a child class, it invokes, see what I'm saying, it invokes child class constructor, child class constructor, it invokes the child class constructor, it invokes the child class constructor. That means what, as we create object of a C, it will go to here, but as it enter in the child class, but there it observes that, there it observes that there is a base class, there is a, we can say, parent class, there is a parent class, there is a parent class, and hence see, it is very important, it push current child class constructor, child class constructor, child class, it push current child class constructor into the stack, it is the one kind of memory, into the stack without executing, without executing, and execution control will transfer to, execution control will transfers to parent class, execution control will transfers to the parent class. Means what, as I created object of a C class, it goes here in the C class constructor or near to the C class constructor, but there it observes that there is a parent class, that is what the B, there is a parent class, that is what the B, and hence it push this constructor without executing into the stack, and execution control will goes to the B. Now again when it goes to the B class constructor, it observes that there is a parent class, so again it will push the B class constructor into the stack, okay, and execution control will goes to the A class. This process will continue, this process will continue, this process will continue till highest level base class constructor comes, till highest level. That means what, if assume above A, if there is another one class orbital, so it will go like this one, C to B, B to A, like that one, okay. So it will goes till highest level base class constructor comes, highest level base class constructor comes. So as highest level constructor, highest level base class, or we can say parent class, here too I can say base class is nothing but a parent class, base class is nothing but a parent class, okay. So as highest level base class comes, highest level parent class constructor comes, as highest level parent class constructor comes, it execute that constructor, simply I can say. Then it pop all child class constructors, all child class constructors in reverse order. It pops all child class constructors, I can say from stack. So you guys know that stack works in the last in first out structure. So all constructors all constructors comes in reverse order, comes in reverse order, reverse order, and get executed, and get executed. That simply means that, see, as A is been get executed, then B will be get popped, then C will be get popped, like that one. So it will pop, sorry, A executed, then it will pop B and execute it, then it pops C, and then it will be get executed. Okay, hence the constructor of a class, constructor of a class, constructor of a class, which object is been created, which object is created, is executed at the last, is executed at the last. So that means what, the here we have created object of a C, it goes here in the C, but it observes there is a parent class, so execution control will go to the B without executing C. Then there again it observes there is a parent, so it executed, sorry, it push the B into the stack, and execution control will go to the A without executing B. As there is no any parent class to A, so it will execute A, then it will pop B constructor from stack, will execute, then it pops C constructor from stack and execute, and then finally that C is been executed. Okay, so that means what, the constructor of a class which object is been created, constructor of a class which object is been created is executed at the last, is executed at the last. Okay, so that is what the constructor inheritance. But remember, it happens only in case of non-parameterized constructor. It happens only in case of a non-parameterized constructor. If constructor is parameterized, if constructor is parameterized, parent class constructor, parameterized constructor will be not invoked, will be not invoked automatically. That means that if a constructor is parameterized, this will not happen automatically. So for that we need to use super keyword. We need to use a super keyword. We will see this super keyword later. But compulsory we have to use a super keyword. Okay, so this is what I can say. We will discuss this later if constructor is parameterized. Here as constructor is empty constructor, so it will be get happen automatically. I will show you this one through the, here in the Eclipse I will run that. Okay, you can observe. Okay, so assume you guys know that there is a class. Okay, there is a class is here. Okay, in that A class, I have not written any constructor earlier, but now I'm writing here a public A, and this is the empty constructor. This is the empty constructor, I can say. Here I can write sys out. Okay, and in that I can simply say in parent A constructor, like this one. Okay, this is what I have written over here. Okay, then I can go to the B class. Okay, there also I will create another one, public B here. Okay, in that one I am creating this sys out. Okay, in that one in intermediate parent. In intermediate parent, B constructor. Okay. Now I will go to the C. This is the last level class. Okay. So and here I will make it as a B. Parent class is a B. So A is inherited by B. B is inherited by C. So that is what the multi-level inheritance.
Sir, आवाज break होते.
So here A is inherited by B. Class B is inherited by C. Okay. So I am going to write a C class constructor here. Public C. Okay. In that I can simply write a sysout. Here in child C constructor. Child C constructor like this one. So very basic program I have written here. Class A is there, class B is there, class C is there, multi-level inheritance is there. And now I will create one object or new class here. New class. Okay, that is name of that class. I'm going to put it as a test A, B, and a C. Okay, there will be a main method. Okay, and in that I'm not going to write that anything more. Just I'm going to create object of C obj C is equals to new, and here I can say C. So what is C? Simply here C is a class, here child class, and I am creating the object of that class. So obj C is the object of this one. So we guys know that as I create object of this one, as I create object of C class, it will go to the C class constructor. It will go to the C class constructor. But as it goes here, see, till in the ABC, it don't know about there is a base class or anything is there. But as I create object of C, it goes here in the C. There it observes, okay, there is a base class for this class. So it push this constructor into the stack. This push, that means what, add into the stack. Okay, without executing, and execution control will go to the parent class constructor. Who is the parent? That is what the B. So execution control will go to the B. Again, as it goes to the B class constructor, here it observes that there is a. That is our parent class. So it push B class constructor into the stack. It push a B class constructor into the stack, and execution control will goes to the A. Execution control will goes to the A constructor. As there is no any parent class, that means that highest level parent class is been came. Okay, so here it will execute this constructor. Okay, then as in reverse order means what, again it goes here. Okay, then it will execute the B constructor, and then it will go to the C, and the C class constructor is being executed. That means what I said, the constructor of a class, which object we have created will be get executed at the last. Okay, that is what the constructor inheritance. But it happens only in case of a non-parameterized constructor. See here, my constructor is non-parameterized. Here too my constructor is non-parameterized, and here too my constructor is parameterized. No doubt, if constructor is parameterized, we need to use the super keyword that we can see later. But this is about the non-parameterized constructor. So I will try to execute this. And you can see simply, sorry. Yes. So I am trying to execute this, and you can see output will be as I have not saved. So it's been saved. Okay. And now you can see the output. See, first it goes to the parent class constructor. You can see in this line. First, it is in the output console. In a parent A constructor, then it goes into the intermediate parent B constructor, and then it goes into the child C constructor. That means what, which object we have created. So this is what we can say. This is what we can say constructor inheritance. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay, good. So assume like I do not have B class constructor. I do not have a B class constructor. See, I have put this one into the comment. I have put it in this one into the comment. So from as I create object of a C, it will go to the C. Okay, from C it must go to the B, but B don't have the constructor. Okay, then is it going to the A constructor or something? So we can observe that one. See, very simply I just saved and try to execute, and you can see even though there is no any constructor in intermediate, okay, still it will go to the this bypass, it will bypass it and will go to the A constructor. So parent base highest level parent class constructor will be get executed first, then it will execute the child class constructor. Even in the child class constructor, if it is not there, assume like I just putting it into the comment. Okay, even if it is not there, even C constructor is not there, still it will go to the parent class constructor. So that is what I can say in constructor inheritance. If constructors are not parameterized and as I create object of a child class, still okay, it will invoke the parent class constructors internally. Clear everyone?
Yes.
Okay, but assume I do have the parameterized constructor. So in A, assume I have given one parameter. Okay, assume like an integer. Assume like there is a small a I have integer small a, and here that a's value I want to print over here plus. Okay, I will print a. So in parent constructor a. Similarly, here actually integer sum. Okay, or in this one I will write here I will put one parameter. See, this is what the control S I will do, and see what it is saying here. See, here there is a parameterized there is a only parameterized constructor I have written. There is only parameterized constructor I have written. There is no empty constructor. Okay, and I just made here a empty constructor. What it is saying here? Yes, what it is saying here? Implicit super constructor A is undefined. Must explicitly invoke another constructor. That means what it is trying to say, that this constructor must be written. This constructor must be called by using the super. Okay, so for that one I just make here integer b. Okay, and I want to display that b over here plus here b. But what it is saying, that if you have written here parameterized constructor, it must be called from here. So how you are going to call? So I can write like this one. See, I will make the program like this. In this one I will write integer a comma integer b, integer a comma integer b, and here I will use the super keyword. In a bracket, as I do have only one parameter to this class, okay, constructor. So I'm writing like this. One, and you can see now there is no any error over here. So what is my logic? While invoking this B class constructor, I will pass value for A and B. That means what, A constructor and B constructor together. And from here I can use super. So why super keyword is used? Super is used to invoke, or we can say call parent class constructor. Over here. So super keyword is used to call parent class constructor. So as execution control come here, it will call this one constructor, and whatever the A we have passed, that will comes here, and that it will be get assigned. Okay, now if I come to the C, okay, again I want to write here parameterized constructor like this. See, I will make integer A comma integer B comma integer C. Okay, so that is 3 parameter constructor, and from here I want to invoke my this B class constructor. I can do this by using the super keyword. So I write here super, and in a bracket I can write A comma B comma C, and then this constructor super is been done. So not A B C, there will be only 2 parameters. So like this one I have written. Okay, and then while creating object of a C class, I will pass here a 10 comma 20, okay, comma 30. Okay, this is what my logic here. This is what my logic here. What is my logic? See, when I create object of a C, I will pass a 3 parameter, 10, 20 and 30. From this one, 10 should go to the A, 20 should go to the B, and 30 should go to the C. 30 should go to the C. But it will not directly go to the A or B. It will always go through the C only. So as I have created object of this with a 3 parameter. So here I have created the constructor with the 3 parameters. So whatever the 10 I have passed from here, I have passed here a 10. So that 10 will goes here into the A, 20 will goes into the B, and 30 will goes into the C. So from here, I am passing a 10 and 20. That is what A and B to the B. Because from C, it will go to the B. It will not directly go to the A. So super, what is the base class B? So it will go to the here. And whatever the value A and B pass, that is what the 10 and the 20, it will be get collected in a and a B. So from A and B over here, I am going to send A to the A class. Okay, so by using the super, I'm going to pass this one to the A. Here 10 is coming here. It will display 10. Then again it will come back. Okay, it will invoke this one and B will be get displayed. Again it will come to the C. Okay, it will execute that one. And then again here it comes. And finally I can write here sys out. It's done. It's a done like this one. It's a done like this one we can make. So this is what exactly I can say about a parameterized constructor. If a constructor is a parameterized, call will not go automatically. So I'm just trying to show you this one. So just trying to execute, and you can see. Okay, see, it goes in the parent A constructor 10, in parent intermediate parent B constructor 20, and in a child C constructor. As I have not displayed here the value of a C, so it is showing there. So here I just displayed the C. Okay, and then I can just again try to run this. Okay, here actually there are some errors, so because of that it is showing some problem. Okay, I can just put all this into the comment. Okay, so that there will be no error. Okay, and then I will go to here. We'll try to execute this again, and you can observe this is what 10, 20, 30, and it's done is coming. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I can say here, okay, like if constructor is parameterized, I have to use a super keyword. That is what. So I will simply say here use of super keyword, and here super keyword we have used here for first purpose. We have used that it's used to invoke a parent constructor from a child class constructor. That is what one thing here. Okay, and the second thing, important thing is that while writing a super keyword, super must be must be here. Actually, see, as we have written over here, So if I am trying to write like this, Control X, and I will put here, Control V. See, and what it is showing here? It is showing the error. It is showing the error here. Why? Constructor call must be the first statement in the constructor. That means what? Super. See, while writing this one, you guys have to remember. While writing a super in the constructor. It must be first line. It must be first line in a child class constructor. It must be the first line in a child class constructor. So that is what one use of, we can say, that is what one use of a super keyword. Okay. So this is what exactly about a super keyword. We can come back to this one keyword again. We can come back to super keyword again. Okay, for next I think topic. But here there is another one use of this one is what? It's used to access. It's used to access data members of a parent class. Data members of a parent class like this. So that demo we can see that one. So for example, assume here we have in this one. Okay, just I'm making this one. Okay, so in this one, what I in B class, okay, I have given here a name of a parameter. In this one, I am giving the name as a parameter integer B. Okay, I just have written here integer A, integer simply A. So what I will do here, I just simply write this dot A is equals to A. This dot A is equal to A. This means current object. So this local variables value will be go to the this one parameter. Okay, so this is what the class variable here. So it will goes here. Exactly same way I do have the integer B, and here after the super I will write here this dot B is equals to, I can simply write a B. This dot B is equal to B. Okay, and now when I comes to the C, I do have here member, but I can put here a C. I can put here a, okay, I must have to use this protected. I written here a protected member. I have written this one too, protected member. Okay, protected. Okay, now I in the C class, I have to write the protected member too, protected integer. But rather to write a C, I want to give the name as a B. And in this one, where I will write one method, public void. Here I'm writing the addition method. And in that add method, I want to perform the addition. Integer sum is equals to, see here that A will be from here, A plus here I will write a B. Okay, and plus I will write a C. Assume like here I have created the C. Okay, so like this one, and I will put here this dot C is equals to C, like this one I have created. Okay, so this dot C is equal to C protected. See why it is giving the left hand side of the assignment must have the variable. Okay, here dot is missing. Okay, so I have written. So assume like a B and a C is there, and I want to write here sum, and you can see there is no problem. Here sys out, and here sum is equals